You are watching How to Pastel with me, Gail Sibley, the place to be to learn about all sorts of things to do with the world of soft pastels. Have you ever wondered about finding your style, your artistic style? Well, if so, this Q&A is for you. Today's question comes from Mary Ann, and Mary Ann writes, I am struggling to find my style. I enjoy trying to copy others, but usually it doesn't last long when I try to use my own composition and colors. And how do you find your style and recognize the fact that you have it? I mean, you have your fabulous style, distinctly you. Thank you. Me, not so much. It's things like this that make me groan and want to give up. Then the blasted lure of pastel call to me and I have to respond. Don't they know that I don't do them any justice? Sometimes I think I'm on the right path, and sometimes I think it looks like a mad dog's breakfast. I will persevere and buy more pastels. Thanks, Gail. That's such a great question, Marianne. And of course, I love your humor. How I define style is how we instantly recognize an artist's work. And it's not just about how they painted it, it's about what the content is. So it's those two things kind of combined. Style doesn't just emerge in a flash. It's a gradual process, and sometimes it can take years to emerge. The thing is to let it emerge naturally and not force it. Like, I want to find my style. Where is it? Because forcing it isn't you. And your style really is you. It's your artistic voice. We speak of finding our style. I want to find my style, but really your style will find you. So the easiest and most difficult answer is to paint, paint, paint. And so it's really paint and time, because it takes time to do a lot of painting, and a lot of painting is what you need to do to find your style or let that style emerge. Each piece you paint is going to move you forward, and in the moving forward, your style, it's like you start out here and your style starts to emerge as you go further and further forward. In the meantime, here are a few ideas to help you along that journey. Number 1, know thy tools. All right, so that means getting to know the ins and outs of your medium. If we're using soft pastels and paper, and then there are a number of other things, but it's really the pastels and paper that you really want to understand. So use hard pastels, use soft pastels, use really soft pastels, use different brands. And then when it comes to paper, try smooth paper, try really sanded papers, try different brands of sanded paper, and see which ones really kind of resonate with you, and really use them and use them and use them. It's kind of like starting like something in sports, say archery. I need to understand the tools I'm going to use before I can let loose and kind of find my own style in archery, right? Number 2, practice technique. So when you're using your pastels, try out different techniques. Try linear, like using the tip. Try working with masses. Try working with just one single bold stroke at a time, just getting that color on. Try working multi-layered. That's the way I tend to work at this point. This is my style at this point. Try with the wet underpainting. Try with a dry underpainting. Try with no underpainting. So try a whole bunch of different techniques, and you'll find that there are some that really resonate with you, and then you start working more and more in that technique. Number 3, understand basic painting principles. So some of those are really getting deeply into values and understanding why values is so important. Learning color, how color works, how color mixes, blue and yellow together or green, etc. Understand color temperatures, warm and cool. Understand the intensity, what that means, sort of a color can be kind of great or really bright and saturated. What about color schemes like analogous and monochromatic, and what that means to your painting? So get to know those. And then there's also composition. Having a strong composition can really help you have a successful painting. So look into different formats and different ways of composing your painting. And then there's things also like line and edge and texture and how all of those things play out into the outcome of your painting. Number 4, practice drawing. I can't stress enough how knowing how to draw will give you a great foundation with your painting. It also helps you really learn how to observe, to look out there and then describe that on a two-dimensional surface. Drawing will always stand you in good stead. 5, take workshops, go to classes. Emulate those artists that you admire. Learn from them. Watch how they're working with pastels. What are their techniques? Try them out and then see which parts of that you can use for yourself. What things really make you go, oh, I really like that and I can use that. And also discard the other things that don't work for you. It's kind of like making a recipe for the first time. You know, you follow the recipe perfectly the first time, and then the next time maybe you change up a few things, and then the next time you add new ingredients, you have a different process, and then it becomes yours. So it's kind of like that. Recipe and painting, a little bit. Number 6, explore different subjects and different palettes. You know, you'll find as you keep working that there's certain colors that you have an affinity for, and there are certain subjects that you will find yourself wanting to paint more and more. So explore different palettes, explore different subjects, and just see what happens. Number 7, take risks. You know, growth and style come from taking risks. So try new things, make mistakes. You know, make a mess and don't worry about it, because it's out of that your style will be molded and sculpted and start forming. And remember, when you're working on a painting and it looks awful, keep working that painting, keep working on that painting. Just don't say, it's not working, I'm not finishing it. By progressing, you will learn more, because you never know. By pushing on, things can happen and actually may turn out to be something pretty amazing. Number 8, let one piece emerge from the last. So paint a painting and then paint another one, and let that the learning and the excitement of that painting come into the new painting, and so on and so on. And that's one of the great things about working in a series, because you can work, and you can see the movement forward. Number 9, be curious about the world. So let everything that's happening in the world to you on a small scale or a big scale, let it all come into you, and let that affect your work, and let it out into your work. Don't be afraid to see what happens, to see how it comes out and shows itself in your artwork. And number 10, look at art through the ages. Be inspired and learn from the masters. They're not called masters for nothing. So copy, look carefully, see how they do things. Why does that painting work? And use some of that in your own work. And that will be also incorporated into your own voice, and that will then emerge as part of your style. Now, once you've discovered all the ins and outs of technique and principles and being inspired by others, then start listening to your own heart and soul. What is it that you want to paint, and how do you want to paint it? How do you want to say what you want to say? And try not to let society restrain you or constrict you from painting what you want to do. You may want to paint violent images. You may want to paint lovely, sweet puppies. You may want to paint fantastic images like of beings we've never seen. Paint what means something to you, what excites you, because that way you will continue painting, and your style of painting, your artistic voice will emerge. And remember, style continues to evolve. As you change, your style will change. So don't be surprised when that happens, and let it happen. Think of some of those great painters like Georgia O'Keeffe or Matisse or Picasso. Their styles evolved as they painted. So let that happen naturally. Your style is already there and waiting for you to let it come out. So go and create lots and lots and lots of paintings. I do hope that helped, Marianne. Now, I would love to hear from the rest of you. Let me know below which of those tips resonated with you. And as you know, the deeper conversations go on over at howtopastel.com. So head on over and leave me a comment on the blog. Let me know how you're finding your style, and perhaps share any other tips that you may have heard along the way. While you're there, why not subscribe to our email list, because you will get exclusive content from myself and my guest bloggers, and also you will receive exclusive and special giveaways and offers that I don't share anywhere else. If you like this video, I hope you'll click the like button, and also feel free to share it. In the meantime, keep painting and let your heart and soul sing. You have a unique artistic vision, so paint it and share it with the world. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Taking risks, no. No.